Hello, Clive here, and welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended. So we left off with us completing this wall here. There's still a couple of gaps that we need to take care of. And in between episodes, I did go ahead and build like a little shed and did a little bit of farming on the Mammoth and the Doedicurus. And you can see that we now have two Doedicuruses. This one here, I believe like level 40, and it was over there in the forest, right around this area here. And it was getting attacked, so I just picked it up, dropped it into the trap up here, and then knocked it out. We also have another RG. So this is our RG that we had the previous episode. And this one I think was, I would say like level 90. And we got this one really close to the boat. So I was doing some transportation of resources between the boat and the little building that we just built. And it was in this little area here. As I flew by, I saw it pop out of the forest there. I just got it just so I can pump in just weight. It doesn't have as much damage, but it does have a decent amount of weight. So this is going to be the weight RG. And I'm just storing some stuff in it. So they do get weight reduction and a lot of resources, including stone. I'll just put a bunch of stone in it so I can move things back and forth. And really that's about it as far as extra teams. I do want to get that Theory, if it's still around, that we found in the previous episode. I think that'll be a great one to grab in this episode. Start working on our boss dinos. It's never too early to start on that. And I did start making quite a bit of narcotics and just farming up berries with the Mammoth. And then I do need to get some more meat though and start spoiling that meat. This there is going to take a decent amount of narcotics, but I think we have enough for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about it in between episodes. So the things I want to do in this episode, I definitely want to get the Theory, and I do want to start working on the base, and I'm going to go over how I'd like to have the base laid out, which is more on the line of functionality over how it looks. I like to organize sections like breeding into one little section. I kind of have it next to like the gardening section. I like to have a processing section and an input section, and then also have like a centralized storage for resources and stuff. So I like to organize it that way, and we'll get into that a little bit more a little bit later in the episode. So I did pretty much finish everything in the raft, so I'm gonna get rid of this waypoint on here. But the raft is kind of done. I might move it down to the red obelisk whenever we start doing bosses, just to have like a place to store stuff. But for now, it's going to be okay sitting there. We'll use it later. Maybe use it for trapping. We'll see. I think the first thing I'm going to do is going to go work on this Theory. So I'm going to get some stuff together. I do need to get the trap still. We left it at where the Mammoth was, so that's going to be something we need to go grab. And I do have another trap, but it's at the boat, so we'll have to get this one, then get that one a little bit later. So I'm probably going to switch over to wearing this for now whenever we go into the cold area. And I need to get some arrows. I'm probably need a lot of arrows, so I'm probably just going to grab everything that I have. I want to make some more trank arrows. And yeah, I'm probably going to grab all these berries as well. So for the Theory, we're going to get the trap back. Make sure we have some doors on us. Yeah, all the stuff we got from drops recently. I'm going to grab a couple of these. We're still not able to make the cryopod fridge for this mod. That's going to be a little bit later. We can make the original cryopod fridge, so if you're at this level, you can easily make this one. This one though is much later. It's still fine. We still have the ability to get to it before they expire, but it's much later. Let's see, it's going to be, yeah, 88, so we'll be able to get there, especially if we get another Megatherium. We can start farming up that cave. We do need to get the gas mask for that. That's in the future. So we'll get to that point pretty soon, so let's actually go grab this drop here. And yeah, there's been so many things down here fighting. It's just where I'm at. You can hear like raptors and Ceratorosaurus. Just all kinds of things fighting down here. So let's see. Don't need that. That's a raptor saddle. That's not bad. More meat. I got meat earlier, so I have tons of meat now. I'm not gonna make this a Theory episode. I'm just gonna go for this one Theory unless I find another Theory on the way there, or even a Rex. A Theory and a Rex will be really good to get started on, because I'm probably gonna get into breeding very soon, and it's gonna take a little bit of time. After I get the base set up, we'll probably get working on breeding. I do want to get some things put together though, like a garden for getting the higher level dinos and stuff. So we'll get to that point here. Is that Thylacoleo? What is that? What's this thing over here? Yeah, it's level 50 Thylacoleo. Must have like chased something across the river. It's just sitting there. I can't pick these up, can I? Oh, you can pick these up. Wait, can I put these in the taming bin? If I can do this, this would be great. I can just go tame this Thylacoleo. I think you can climb walls though. Yeah, so you see the process that I did with the Doedicurus. You just pick them up. You need to be very careful with these things, because if you aggro them and then pick them up, they will start chomping you. What is that? That's okay, yeah, that's one of the guys I threw down. So with the mammoth, you can throw down a lot of stuff. All right, I think I can climb out of this. Let's just check it out. If not, then I can just pick it up and throw it down. Okay, can it climb? Yeah, you see how it bleeds too? These things are crazy. You're gonna climb? Can you jump out of there? No? Okay. Well, let's take this guy up then. You just find opportunities. So yeah, you can pick up Thylacoleos with the Argy, and you can also pick them up with the Quetzal. The Quetzal is very slow, and these things, they can easily destroy a Quetzal because they do bleed damage, and the bleed damage is percentage based. And the Quetzal has very little ways to gain health back. The Argy, I can go and like kill something and then eat it, and then I get a bunch of health back. I'm not sure how much I need for this. I know they eat cooked meat, so I need to go get some cooked meat. They also like cooked lamb meat. That's like the preferred. But this is a level 50, and these things are hard to come by. Let's go knock it out. I don't think I need that much. They also do lose torpor pretty fast. I do need to go repair my crossbow. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the crossbow repaired, and then we'll come back and start shooting this thing. Alright, I get the crossbow repaired. Apparently it only takes like 18 arrows to knock this thing out. Looking on Dododex, and it only takes like 20 meat. So, should we have enough resources for it? Let's just get it going, knock it out. Oh wow, okay. Never did run, so good thing we're pacing it. Alright, so this thing should tame up with the meat that we have. Didn't say that it needed narcotics, so we'll assume that it'll be good. I might just throw some berries in it just in case. We need to like quickly get it. But yeah, so let's throw that in here. Throw some berries in there. I'm gonna go craft some more arrows. I'll look up the requirements for the Theory while we're waiting for this thing to tame up. I don't think I need to babysit this, although the torpor does drain really fast on these things. So I might just pump a couple of berries into it just to keep the torpor up higher. Berries are actually better than narcotics, just because with berries, they reduce the time that the torpidity is dropping. When you pump a berry, you get like a good 5 seconds of torpidity being paused. But if you do a narcotic, it's only a couple of seconds, like it's only 1 or 2 seconds. So if you pump in 100 berries, you get way more time being delayed. So yeah, so it should be 6%. Yeah, we should have enough meat in it, and I would want to say that it's going to be enough time. We'll just keep an eye on it. I'm not going to go over there just yet. Alright, so look at the Thylacoleo, and it does require... it says it requires 200 berries or 59 narcotics. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep pumping this thing full of berries. We should have enough meat to keep this thing down. But we need to watch the torpor, make sure the torpor doesn't go too low. I like to just pump it berries, I'll probably go get the moss chops and just get some more berries. I also looked up the Therizinosaur, and a Therizinosaur does require like 900 berries, or like almost 300 narcotics to keep down. That's why I was a little concerned about getting a 140 Theri, because the amount of narcotics you need to keep the thing down, and the amount of babysitting you need is pretty high. Now, if we had the kibble for it, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. We probably could get away with just, 50 or less narcotics. But the Thylacoleo shouldn't be that much of a problem. We have the resources to get it. So I'll come back when this thing's tamed up. I'm gonna just go farm up some more berries and stuff, and probably get some more meat as well. Alright, so I'm back, and the Thylacoleo is in a good spot. It's nearly tamed up, and the torpor bar is still pretty high, so I think we're fine. I'm gonna go get the trap. I was heading that way when all of a sudden I saw this guy here. This is the new Gigantoraptor, and it is a 130, and it's like over here on this little ledge. So this is our base spot right there, and there's like a little river down there, and then right here is the Gigantoraptor. Just happened to see this purple color, and I was like, oh, there's a weird color, and I checked it out, and it was a Gigantoraptor. So the baby is, I believe, the same level as the parent. Yeah, there it is, 130, okay. So female baby Gigantoraptor. These things do require Giga eggs or maybe Bronto eggs, something big. So I'm not sure if I am able to tame this thing. It's possible, I guess. But I have no breeding set up, and it does require some kind of breeding. But I'm gonna just mark this spot on the map. So if I ever find anything that's gonna be good, I'm just gonna mark it. I'm getting attacked. Okay, I had to clear out some old notes, so I'm gonna mark this one on the map. Alright, so we have on the map now, so that hopefully will be good. So I'm gonna go grab this trap now, especially before it gets dark. It's getting close to being dark. And then I'm gonna go and just double check on the Theri. Thylacoleo did finally tame up, so we should be good there. Alright, I'm back. I just happened to be flying past where the trap was. The trap was back there. And we did run into this little guy. This is a 140 mammoth. So I might actually just go trap this guy up. It's hard to predict what you're going to run into in this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and trap this one. It's kind of bloody though. I'm a little concerned about that. I guess I was fighting other things. I'm just a little concerned about the health. Let's see. It's not terrible. It's, yeah, 2,000. It is going up though. Let me see if I can trap this thing. And then I'll just go ahead and get some, we'll get some berries and stuff. And I'll come back and maybe knock it out. Hopefully it gained its health by then. Alright, that should be good. I'm gonna just put up the gates just in case. I don't think they can climb if they have gates up. And one more. Two more. Yeah, this should be good. Alright, it should be safe here. We are not freezing anymore, which is nice. We got this nice coat. I did use this thing now, so it's going to be helpful. Especially at nighttime here. Okay, so we'll get this 140, and then I'm going to go check on this other 140 Theri. And look at the Thylacoleo, and then we'll come back and tame this thing. I'm probably not going to show me taming this 140 mammoth, because we've already seen that. And we just saw it get trapped, so it's not much else involved with that. Alright, back at the base, and there's a Thylacoleo. So we got tamed up, 1800 health. Terrible. It's actually really bad. It is level 50 though, or it was a level 50 when we got it. So it's not, I'm not expecting a lot out of this thing. At the very least, we could use this thing to breed a better one, at least a bred one we can then use in caves. So we have a male. We do happen to get like a female. We now have like a breeding pair at least. But yeah, that's the Thylacoleo. The saddle it takes is, let's see, Thylus saddle. So it's metal, hide, fiber. Primitive saddles in a cave can get a little rough. You just put a lot of points in the Thylacoleo before you do that. So having like at least level 200 Thylacoleo, whether it be leveled up that high, or breeding one, or even taming one that high is going to be beneficial. So this one won't be very good in the cave, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably just keep it in a cryopod. If I do need something to like get some meat, I might go out and get some meat with it. But for the most part, these stats aren't very good. They're not very useful. If we have a high level one that's a female, we breed with this one, it's going to take a little while to get the actual good stats that we need out of it. Yeah, like even the melee is terrible for what level it is. We got really good food stat. The weight's not too terrible though. 512. I did get a drop, and I got another mammoth saddle blueprint, and it is slightly better than what we have, but I'm not boss fighting with these things, so it's not going to be very beneficial, but I'll keep it just in case. I need to make a blueprint storage box, which is the same as these storage boxes, but it just holds blueprints. I don't have one of those yet. So yeah, we'll toss in the Dolicolio, and yeah, we'll have to get probably one of these moss chops. Yeah, I got this one right here. I'm gonna put everything away, and I'm gonna start working on the narcotics, and we do have arrows. I forgot that the arrows for knocking out the mammoth and the theory are gonna be on the bird, so RG has the stuff that we need. What we'll do is get working on that, and I'll probably just go and knock out that mammoth, and then get some berries in it, tame it up, or get it going on taming, and then go work on the theory with the trap components. I could probably build another trap or set of traps and get going on that. So, which I might do. I might just get another set of traps so I don't have to worry about the mammoth dying to something while it's while I'm flying away from it or I'm flying towards it. So yeah, I'll come back whenever we have enough berries and stuff to get going on both tames that we're working on. And then I really want to get into the base stuff. So probably the last half of this video will be on base building. Alright, made it to the mammoth. This is the 140 mammoth. It was quite the eventful trip. Unfortunately, the Therizinosaur did not survive. Oh no, look at those aloes over here. A lot of aloes. 125 aloe. Alright, let me go clear these aloes out. Oh no, really? Still aggroed on me? Oh, that's not good at all. No. Oh no. Oh, it's getting really bloody. No. Still attacking me. Oh well, so that's unfortunate. I tried to save it, but not much you can do with a pack of Allosauruses that are all boosted with a leader. So unfortunately, we don't have the Theory anymore, but it's okay. I don't think I was quite ready for that anyways. At this point of the game, you don't really want to be messing with Therizinosaurs, just because they are so hard to get down and maintain their torpor. It's very much like Gigas. You don't really want to mess with Gigas until you're kind of ready for a Giga. But this guy we can definitely get, and he is trapped. So I'll probably do is I'll probably just go knock it down. I'm gonna fly around, make sure nothing's over here. I think there was like, yeah, there's like a mammoth over here. I think we should be safe for this mammoth. Still pretty far away. Ooh. 130 Anki. Oh, okay, I thought it disappeared on me. Yeah, that actually might be worth getting too. So these things you can pick up with an RG and throw it into a trap. So it's actually not too hard to tame these things up. They're not really aggressive either. I might just build a trap for this thing and then tame it. I'm not too worried about the cold anymore because we do have our fur coat on. So we do have some stuff for a trap as well. So I might actually go with this Anki. These Ankis are metal gatherers, and we're going to need one of them pretty soon anyways. So we're going to knock this guy down. I'll go make a trap for the Anki. And then I guess it's going to take probably like an hour to get this thing knocked down and tamed up and ready to go. So I'm just going to double check nothing else is over here, because I don't really want to get jumped on by like wolves or anything, because that wouldn't be very fun. They will aggro onto the mammoth. I think we're good now, so I'm gonna go and knock this guy out and get this Anki probably. Make a trap for it while I'm waiting for this mammoth to tame up. We do have stuff. I have the moss chops, so I can get berries with it. We do have lots of arrows, so I think we're good now. Yeah, I'll be back whenever this is all done. No need to watch me do this again. It'll take a little while. Alright, we're back, and yeah, the mammoth is almost done taming, but the Anki still has like half of its torpor left. We need to wait for that to go down completely. I'll get those later. What we're going to do now is work on the base. That's probably the best thing to do. I did get some red drops while I was out and about, just waiting for these things to tame up and stuff. So I'll just show some of those clips so you can see what the distribution of loot was from those different drops. Some of those are good, some of those are bad. And this is like the total that we got. We get some electronics, and those are definitely very good, especially this early in the game. You're spending a lot of time trying to farm out the materials for this. And you also need a fabricator to craft these things. We did get some regular polymer, so we might use this later on for crafting one of the machines, because this is what you need for that. And it's a little bit more of a pain to craft those things. We got some various food items, and then the saddles, we got a mosasaur saddle. So this is actually pretty nice. And we can actually use this saddle if we're going to go into one of the caves, like the water caves, and we get a pretty good mosasaur. We got 2 Carcharo saddles. So these are the big Carcharo Donosauruses. And they are, you know, decent saddles. 63 armor is the better one. They're not blueprints, which is okay. I don't really need to make a lot of these things. So having just these already made is a huge benefit. We did get a blueprint for a Spino saddle. That's kind of nice. We got some various other stuff. Another Spino saddle here. Some bullets, rockets, a couple of other things. There's some more food. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and dump all the stuff into the various places. Got our preserving bin now. We can put stuff into it that we're not going to need. We're going to need this for when we start taming some of the bugs that we need to tame. So the bees come to mind, and then also if we're running some caves, these are very helpful for that. The only problem is that it does spoil, so in here it's the spoil time's 2 days, so we might not get to those right away. It might take a little while to get to that stuff. So let's put the stuff away, and then we'll talk about how we're going to build the base. Alright, so this is the base outline that I was thinking about. I was trying to think of a better way to show this off than me flying around and pointing at random locations. So this is kind of what I was thinking as far as the base design goes. I do like to have a centralized storage area, and then off of that storage area I want to have the crafting and the farm, and then anything else that we would need to access storage, like breeding and stuff like that. In the storage area you're going to have things like the chests, the vaults, and most likely the fridges. Those will be the main things. So it's going to house not only just like the items that we gather, but also the food and stuff. So it needs to be located pretty close to everything else. So having storage centrally located is always the best option. And so we're going to have the crafting section overlooking the cliff. That's mostly for aesthetics, so I have like a really good view while I'm doing crafting. And then the farm will be close to the water source. It could be next to the crafting area. So it does need to be protected, and that's only because we'll have animals in there, like we might have a Phiomia in there for the feces. We might actually have beetles and stuff to gather the fertilizer. So we'll have a couple of things in there. And I'm not going to do all this right now. I'm going to just do it in stages. So the first thing I'll probably focus on will be on the crafting. And then we'll probably get the farm, and then we'll have the dedicated storage area and also like an input area as well. That'll be added onto it. And in the future, if we get things like the teleporters that let you go from location to location, we'll add that somewhere in the southwest part of it. And if we need to do things like have a gacha farm, like, you know, whenever they release those, we can do that and have it kind of separated from the breeding area. So I want that to be just breeding, not just general dinosaur storage. But this is really just a general idea, not really a set in stone type of thing. So things may move. The main thing I want to focus on though will be the crafting section. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back as we progress in that. Or even if we find anything new in the meantime, I'll come back for that too. Okay, so the mammoth and the Anki are done. Let's get the mammoth, and here's the mammoth here. I'll look at the stats here in a minute. My health is really low. Oh good, it just switched over to just being cold. Alright, here's the stats for the mammoth, and we have 34 health, 43 weight, really, really good. 27 melee, that's not that great. Then 31 stamina. So definitely the weight is probably the most beneficial thing for the mammoths, especially for what I'm using it for. That's actually pretty good. Going to be very beneficial. So let's get all this stuff picked up. I'm just going to drag the Anki back over with the RG. The Anki should have like a lot less food, so it should tame up really quick once we get it knocked out over at the base. Something big moving over there. Let's just grab this guy. Let's pick it up. Maybe. Let's get this full stamina. When you grab something, it does use a lot of stamina. Let's just grab it. Right now I have to drag it back over to the base. So it shouldn't take too long. I gotta mark the base, but I think it's this way. Should just be straight down here. Alright, so we got the mammoth. We got the Anki. I'm gonna throw this guy in a little pin when we get there. And now we have to head back to the base. So I'll see you over there. Alright, back at the base. And I'm gonna drop this guy off. There we go. So we should be able to... Oh no, it fell out. Get some stamina and I'll throw it back in there. Sometimes it slides out if it hits the top of the edges there. It's like it's not moving very much. Should be pretty low on food. Gently put it in there. So yeah, I'll get this thing knocked out. Alright, we just put some food in it, and because this food is already so low from being knocked out before, it'll tame up much quicker now. Before you're just feeding it food, and then it will eat like one berry, be done for like a minute, eat another berry, and so on and so forth. This one, it's got so much food missing that it's going to be continuously eating the berries until it gets full. That just means that it's going to be tamed up before it does fill up. This is actually a good way to tame some dinos that require like a lot of narcotics. Unless that takes a long time to knock them out, this is a good way to get them tamed up. Alright, there we go. We have our Anki. So the Ankis have a lot of benefits to them. It's going to be really good for getting metal, so we're going to do metal runs with them. And they also get crystal. They will get obsidian. Let's look at the stats. Let's just actually cryo it and see the base stats. If you don't have these cryopods, you can always export it and then get like the Arc Breeder app and look at it that way. I'm just going to use this method while we have it. So it looks like the health is decent. Oh, the weight's terrible. The weight and the melee aren't that great for being a 130. They got all of its points into health and stamina. So that's unfortunate, but it is going to still be good. We'll be able to put some more points into melee, and then a lot more points in the weight, and make it a pretty good farmer for us for metal. Alright, so I did do a little bit of work here and got the framing done. So this is all the base right here. We'll probably build up either 4 or 6 walls high. And this will be where all the machines will be stored. Might have to expand a little bit more towards this direction here. That should give us enough space because the tech replicator is such a big machine. It's going to take its own room. Probably like a 5x5, I would say, is about how big it is. This guy's getting really close. 50 female. Might have to take this thing out, or I might actually capture this. It's a female. Might be worth capturing just to have some eggs so I can work on kibble. I might go do that. Alright, we got it knocked out. It's kind of halfway through the gate, but that's fine. Can't access the inventory from this side, even though most of its body's on this side. The hitbox is on the other side. And you can see how fast the torpor is going down. Going down quite a bit. These things do drop torpor pretty quickly, and that's why I was kind of concerned about a higher level one, because it would be very hard to keep down. Alright, so I'll get back to building, and we'll be back when we get close to finishing up that spot. Or if this guy's done taming, I can show you some of the unique things about the Theri. Alright, we got our Theri now. These things have a couple of unique features. One, they do a lot of damage. Their base damage is really high. Another thing is that they are really good at gathering resources. However, if we look at their weight is incredibly low. So this isn't the best level. It is level 74. But look at the weight. It's not that great. But one unique thing about these things is that if we hold E and go to the menu, we can see that they have this harvesting levels available. We can actually put points into either delicate harvesting or power harvesting. And these give us bonuses to specific types of harvesting. So delicate would be things like fiber, thatch, and then power would be things like wood, hide. Depending on which attack you use, that's what will get you more of a bonus when you harvest. It doesn't help with the weight at all, but it does help with getting more resources. So that's another bonus to having a Therizinosaur, is that they do have that ability to get more resources on top of that. But for a farming dino, their weight is really bad, and they don't have any weight reduction either. So you're going to be spending a ton of time moving resources from the Theri onto something else. Whereas if you have a mammoth, which has a ton of weight on it, these things can really put in a lot of work and get you a lot of resources and still have a lot of weight left over. So you're going to be getting so much more resources with the mammoth. Look at what he has on it right now. Even just this amount of wood on it, the Theri probably can only hold maybe a fraction. Probably like 2 or 3 rows of wood, where we have close to like 15 rows of wood on the mammoth and still have some extra weight. So that's the difference between a Theri and a mammoth. That's why I like the mammoth. But the Theri is the absolute king of fiber gathering. There's going to be a lot of requirements for fiber gathering when you start crafting your saddles. That's what we would probably use this thing for. In order to boost that up, we would probably put some points into the delicate harvesting. So getting fiber is going to be really good with this. And I did get all the resources for the saddle. We have to make the saddle inside of a smithy. So here's the saddle. This is the resources for that. So fiber, hide, wood, and metal. Not too much of each. The hide's pretty high. And then we get this. This thing does do a pretty good job of getting hide. If we need hide, we can actually use this to get the hide. I'm going to put all my points into weight. And they are pretty quick too. So yeah, that's going to be the Therizinosaur. And the base is coming along. I will finish up the roof and stuff, and I'll show that off. And then I'll wrap up the episode then after that. Alright, and we're back. I've just been trying to finish this up. This is going to be the outer part. I just want something scenic. I don't have the glass yet, so I can't really do anything with that. I don't have enough metal or cementing paste to make that stuff. So hopefully We'll get some soon. We can actually replace some of these things, which we probably will do. Just make some glass. So it'll at least be more friendly to the cold environment or the hot environment, whichever one we run across. I did want to mention a couple of things. So if you are out there building something, I wanted to mention how to fix a potential problem that you might run across. Like for instance, if we were to, let's say, make a mistake and we're like building something and put something up there, you know, it's like, oh no, there's like a mistake we made. Well, we wanted to put that to the very top and it didn't snap there. Well, I would recommend just getting a couple of ramps. And what you could do is you could just have some ramps and then you could stack them like 3 high. And what this does is it lets you get to that point where you need to remove something and you can just continue building. So if you make any mistakes and they're like really high up, just keep some ramps on your character while you're building. This is survival mode, so you don't have like flying or any of that stuff. So yeah, that does help when you're trying to get things correct and you make a mistake and it's kind of hard to fix that mistake. Ramps do help quite a bit. I've had to use those a lot in this build. So I think we're pretty much done. I'm just need to fill in some of these walls and then get probably a gate to put in the front. I'll just do like the regular gate. Alright, I think we are done. So we have the section for all the tools, which will go in here. So we'll put our fabricator in here, smithy, all those things will be in here. We'll also do the blast furnace will be in here as well. And right next to it will be storage. So we'll have a couple layers of storage in here. I'm going to do the condensed storage where I stack things sideways and it'll fit against this back wall. Then we'll have some storage on the sides, probably some vaults and stuff on the left and right hand side, and maybe some vaults back here. I'm not quite sure yet. I did add some windows to the top just to get some natural lighting in here. In the nighttime, I'm gonna have to get some actual torches and some lighting systems in here. I'm gonna actually go with the electric system. That actually works pretty well. And we should be pretty good on building those things. I'm about to go get some more metal. Now that we have an Anki, getting metal won't be that bad. So metal, crystal, obsidian, probably some more polymer. Those will be like the goals for the next episode. And we'll start getting some tech. And then I did remove one of the gates, so now we just have a straight shot into the base from here. And I'll have some different levels of dinosaur breeding. So I'll have some dinosaurs here, and I'll have some down here. I'll try to keep everything closer to the gates. This back area does keep spawning stuff. I need to add more stuff back here to prevent spawns from happening. Alright, so that's gonna be it. We did get a Hylocoleo to start off with. We found one down by the beach. And we did get another mammoth, a higher level mammoth. It is a female though, so we can't really breed those. In between episodes, we did get another RG and another Doedicurus. Doedicuruses we can breed. The RGs we cannot. They are the same. And we did wind up getting a low level Theri female one for the eggs. And that'll get us set up for making some kibble. We can get some kibble. We do need a farm for some vegetables first, which we will do that pretty soon. Then we can get some kibble, and then that'll let us get into the higher level Theris. Because getting high level Theris without kibble is a very big pain. We will need an Oviraptor as well. That'll help boost up the egg production. So we'll work on that in the next episode. And we did finish the base. That's a big achievement. I will move stuff over in between episodes, but that will be it for this one. I thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.